So you remember last time that I said the tires came out of the box a little soft. I'm just gonna inflate those now. Each wheel has its own valve with a little cover. You don't want to lose this because if you get dirt in there, it'll make it more likely that the valve is going to leak in future. Now this pump might be a little awkward because it's got no hose. This is a bicycle pump, obviously. If you have a pump with a hose, it's going to be a lot easier. Extension hose basically allows you to get into tight spots, which I don't have. Taking a surprising amount of pumps to get this pumped up. Again, if you had a foot pump, like a proper foot pump, then this would be a pretty quick job. I wouldn't suggest using an air pump that's meant for a car though. I think the pressure would probably be too high for such small tires. So that front one's a bit awkward. I'm hoping the back ones will be a bit easier. You'll notice I've put the brake on just to hold things in place. I'm just going to release the brake for a second. Okay, so now I'm going to do the back wheels. Again, these are a lot easier because they're a bit bigger. It doesn't say anywhere what the pressure should be of these tires. I'm just doing it by feel. Obviously, if they're a bit soft, it's going to be a bit harder to push this. I don't think you can over inflate with a little hand pump like this either. I don't think you have to worry about bursting it. Again, just stopping every 10 tries just to see. Feeling a bit more resistance now, so that's probably about right. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip it around and do the other side now. Right now we're sitting behind the pushchair on the floor, just so I can show you up close the brakes and how they work. Basically, you have two brakes, one on each side, one for each of the back wheels. Both should be applied. And if you want to release the brake, basically just pull it up. You can just about do this with a shoe on as well, so you don't have to bend down and do this. And then obviously to apply the brake, just press down. There's no spring, there's no mechanism to this. Just basically, it's just a bit of quite tough plastic which locks the axle of the wheel. The other thing you want to look at here, if I just raise the brake again, is this here is your release for the wheel. So if just get your finger in there, there's a plunger, a little spring on it. If you press that in and basically pull on the wheel, I won't do it now, but if you pull on the wheel at the same time, the wheel will come off quite easily. This is good for maybe fitting it into a smaller car, or anytime you might want to get the wheel off. By tightening up this device, you can effectively raise the seat, and obviously by lowering this strap here that you'll see, you also lower this seat. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how that works now. While I do this, but basically you can see that if I just lift the seat up like this, we've got some slack on the cord that this is in behind the seat again. And if I just push this up, now that slack has been taken up by the lock here, the barrel lock, and basically the seat doesn't go down now. Pretty simple mechanism. Obviously you can put it down about halfway. On the box it talks about this having a 5 position recline. I don't really see why there's 5 and not 1 or 50 or 2, because you can basically just put this anywhere you want it, whatever is comfortable for your baby. Now, when I ran out of hard drive space in this camera last time, I was just putting the child tray on. So I'm just going to show you how that works now. Again, we're at the front of the stroller. You can see the tray is here, and it just swivels over the child. If you come over here, you'll see there's a red button, and there's a hole, a corresponding hole right here in the child tray. You just need to get that hole over the red button. Now that's locked in. Here's the effect. You now have a child tray that goes all the way around where the child sits. Now I'm just going to show you how to release the child tray. I'm just going to put my thumb on the red button there and press in and lift straight up, and it comes away. Now the tray is out of the way, and you get the child in or out of the stroller. This is what the buckle looks like when one side of the harness has been fit. This is the buckle now with the other side fit, so I couldn't show doing that, but it's pretty simple to just plug it in. It's just hard to do with one hand while I hold the camera. Now the only thing I've noticed that I don't like about this is if you take a look at this loose end of the strap here, there's no way easily to tighten this up when you've got a baby in there. I mean, you might be able to do it, but it's the kind of thing you need two hands for. So basically you're going to have to do a bit of trial and error, and you're just going to have to see, you're going to have to get this the right size. You're going to have to adjust it, maybe take the child out, readjust it, put him back in again, tighten it up again. The same thing goes for these shoulder straps. Again, you can adjust them, but there's no quick way like you would have on a Bugaboo or another stroller. There's no quick way to tighten that up once the baby's inside. Now, everything that you need to do on this pushchair, with the exception of raising the seat up and down, is accomplished by basically pressing or pulling on a bit of a red plastic. So if you look on either side of the pushchair handle, let me just pull back a bit, you can see these finger pull devices. And basically, if you stand behind the pushchair and pull on both of those at the same time, you release the lock and it'll allow the whole pushchair to fold. I'm going to show you now how to fold this thing up. It's not very hard. Notice I'm going to start by pushing the sun canopy out of the way. It'll just help me to fold it up a little bit more easily. Here are the finger pulls, one on each side. They're red, easy to spot, in a pretty comfortable location. If you just pull on both of those at the same time, you'll see that the whole thing starts to fold in half. I'm just going to help it a bit. I'm going to rest it on the handlebars and push down on the mud guard of the front wheel. You see that it gets pretty compact, it's not bad. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to see that I have a little lock here. Basically, it's just a piece of plastic, pretty sturdy though. And I'm just going to pull it up and put it over the little knob or flange that's here. And it's just going to help hold it together to make it easier for us to carry around. It'll stand like that quite safely, I would say. It's basically balanced on the back wheels. I've got the brake on, that helps. And the handlebar, which again has that grippy handle, so it's not going to slide across the floor. So I put it on the floor horizontally so you can see how small it can get when it's folded up. That's going to fit in most cars. I would say if it takes up too much room, you can take the baby tray off and you can take the back wheels off. They're not very hard to get off. The front wheel, you would need some tools to take it off. The US version has a quick release. This UK one doesn't have a quick release on the front wheel. So basically you take the wheels off the back if you want to make it that a little bit more compact, and put the wheels somewhere else in the boot of your car, or wherever you need to put it. Now we might as well show you how to put it back to the usable position. Again, I'm going to have it in this position on the ground, so the wheels are already where they need to be, the back wheels. I'm just going to pull up gently on the handlebar, but remembering that I need to go over to the side here, undo the little locking clip here, push it out of the way. And just, without too much effort, just unfold it.